my crew. We do what we wanna do. This here might not be for you. This what we wanna be. Up in the sand in the sun. Cannons and guns.
Yo guys, welcome to another Hyper Universe video. This is kind of to cushion the fact that I didn't do any videos last Thursday, and I apologize for that. This Thursday I will have some tutorials up as well. But right now I'm going to talk about something that's very important to any MOBA you play, and it's extremely important to Hyper Universe too. It can make or break your game. What we're going to be talking about today is map awareness. It might sound simple, and if you played other MOBAs it is very simple, but it's something that newcomers will have to kind of train themselves to do. So I have the Delta Station map up right now, and I'm going to kind of go into detail about what map awareness is, how it can help you, how it can benefit you, and how you can abuse someone who doesn't use map awareness to the fullest degree. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about like the panels and the buffs and all that good stuff, but we will shortly touch on them very briefly. Anyway, so for Delta Station, as you know, you have one team starting here and one team starting here. That's obvious. Typically, you have a team. Your team goes up and contests vision, which this little bad boy right here, this little bad boy right here will be the vision contest point. Now, whoever gets that has vision right here. There's also vision contest point here as well, in between the lanes right here. So these two are two vision contest points. Typically, your jungler or when you're roaming will catch this vision right here, but usually the way the matches really go, you go up here and you contest that first. Now, where map awareness comes in, say you didn't get this, your team did not get that, right? So you're on blue side and your team didn't get that vision. You will typically have people coming into this lane and fighting you here after that contest is done, and of course you'd have your laners right here. Where map awareness comes in is you trying to figure out, okay, so they got this vision, I'm here with my teammate, I have another teammate here and wherever my jungler is. You have to, at that point, watch the map, see who is right here on the enemy team, who is right here, and keep an eye out for the person that's missing. Because typically there will be a person missing. Now this is just the beginning map awareness. So when you figure out, okay, their Kurenai's missing, obviously she's going to be the gank. So what that means is she's going to try to slide in a lane and do some dirty business. So while the Kurenai is missing, say you're up top, and you have no vision on her, I mean none at all, right? You want to kind of get an idea of, alright, so I know they were just right here up top because they just contested this, they got it, so they're definitely not there anymore. Early game, they're not going to go for this buff. That buff is too strong early game, so they may go for this, or they may go all the way back down into their own jungle if they have not contested this, and either get this buff or come down here and get these. But it's kind of a guessing game early in the game, but it's still something that you want to actively guess on, because you need to know, if you're in this lane, you need to know how far up you can push. If you're beating out the enemy laners, you need to know how close to this tower you can get where it won't be a risk of the Kurenai, as we stated, coming up here and ganking you. Because if you do not have this vision, right, you don't have that. We'll say you do not have that. You didn't get either one of these visions in the game, in the early game. You didn't get them, right? The enemy team did. You need to be able to kind of get a good feel of, okay, so their Kurenai didn't show up here, and she definitely isn't right here anymore. Definitely isn't right here. They got all this. So where could she be? Is it safe to push this part right here? There's no real 100% way to tell early game, but you need to be watching your map. So your eyes should constantly go from your lane, what's going on, to your map. Your lane, what's going on, to your map. Your lane to what's going on to your map. In addition to that, it is easy to do slide lanes. What that means is going from this lane down to this lane, or vice versa, this lane up to this lane. It is just insanely easier to go from this lane to this lane, insanely easier to go from top to the bottom, because the bottom has to go to the middle ladder. So this is telegraphed, and what that means is it's shown, it's obvious, it's known. People will know that you're coming there, because the wave is usually right about here. The only way that they won't know for a fact that you're coming from bot lane to top lane is if you have pushed this wave all the way up here, your wave is crashing against this, your minions are attacking the tower, now they don't have vision here. Unless they have an item that has given them vision. They have no vision here. So you can just go up without, unless they got this vision again, go up without being seen, slide here or here, and help get a gank. So that's slide laning. It's just ganking, but from lanes. On top of that, if they don't have vision here in your lane to see you going up. If they have good map awareness, right? If they have good map awareness, they're going to see that these guys, these minions are crashing. Your minions, your blue minions are crashing into red towers. So they're going to be like, okay, this lane is missing. They may communicate with this lane and be like, hey guys, my laner is missing. That doesn't guarantee that you're going to go up there. That's just telling them up here, hey, my laner is missing, be careful. Don't push all the way into here. And you should be doing the same thing. If you're on blue side and their minions are crashing against your tower, you should notify your top, hey, these guys down here are missing. Be careful. Don't hard push, right? On top of that, you still don't know where the current eye is. Now, I guarantee you at some point in time, you'll figure it out. And this is what I mean. I don't mean that she's going to be like, oh my god, I'm in your business. No. What I mean is, your jungler should at some point in time run into her. Because I've never been in a game where no one counter jungled. And that's a simple thing to break down. I'll go ahead and tell you what that is. So if you're red side, counter jungle means that you're going after their buffs. Like you're going after blue buffs, right? And if you're blue side, counter jungling means you're going to steal red's buffs because you're trying to starve the jungler. You're trying to steal as much gold and experience from them as you can, which is another technique that works really well if you're good at doing it. Because if the enemy team has map awareness, say for example, you're down here just jamming up on this. You're blue. Remember, you're blue side, so you just counter jungled. You invaded their jungle, and you're jamming up on their buff. If their current eye came down here, right, and was like, oh crap, started fighting you. If they have good map awareness, guess what? This laner, bam, you're toasted. Unless you're playing a character that can 2v1 pretty well, and you're decent at them at the very least, or you just think you have a big enough skill gap between you and the players that you're playing against. I wouldn't recommend just being that balls to the wall crazy unless you have a full on lead, like you're heavy in the lead. If you're heavy in the lead, then maybe you can get away with it. But remember, by the time that you're heavy in the lead, you screw up, the death timer is a lot higher. So if you screw up, the punishment is a lot more fierce. So just remember that. Now, map awareness is something easy to kind of get into. I really don't feel like I should have to explain it any further than what I've already done. But I'll go into a little bit more detail about it, and I won't even like color the map or anything like that. Let's just be straightforward. If you're not watching the map, you're playing the game wrong. If your eyes are not at all at any point in time shifting down to the map, you're playing the game wrong. Because and it's hard to do at first because you tunnel vision and you want to do good in your lane, you want to do good in your jungle, you want to do good at what you're doing. But you got to remember, there are 3 other people on your team, and if all 3 of those other people fail, you will too. Yes, you can carry a game, you can, but carrying a game with teammates that are doing all right is way different and way easier than trying to carry a game with a stroller that fits 3, if you catch my drift, babysitting. So if you can help your lanes, if you can help your team, you do not have to be a jungler to gank. Just lane slide. You don't have to be a jungler to gank. As long as you are watching the map, you will be able to control the map. And as long as you have communication, you will be able to control the game. It gets crazier in higher elos when everybody's watching the map and you have people shifting with their team. Rotate with your team. Watch the map, see what the enemy's doing, see if you can get a pick off of them, which means, just as it sounds, you pick one of them out and you kill them. And rotate. If you see your jungler is getting attacked in his jungle and you're fine, go down there and help him. Go down there and clap on that enemy jungler or clap on that other person. If you see they're going after, then I'm going to color the map for this. If you see them going after this, and you're like, man, that's stupid. Why are they doing that right now? You know that they're low on health, or you know, hey, if we all just go down there now, we can kill them. Communicate with your team. Say, hey guys, they're here. Let's get them. All that falls into map awareness. There are so many different little skills and techniques that you can use to make the game go easier and better and more in your favor, but map awareness is the #1 key. You can have the most skill on a hyper in the world. You could be #1, but if you are not, well, you're not going to be #1 if you're not doing this. But you get my point. You could have the most skill on a hyper, but if you are not watching your map, that's not going to matter. Because the moment you get over here, you could have swept their team, right? You could have just swept the whole map. You get over here, and you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to what's going on. You could be here, and this tower right here is already gone, and 2 of them are right here. But you just cleaned up the whole map, you thought. You were like, oh, I ran through here, and I killed all the minions, took the towers, and I'm here. But you're not paying attention to what the team's doing, the enemy team's doing. They could have just been like, hey, we can base race. And that's just simply who can destroy the final turret first. That's what base racing is. It's never a good thing to get into. That's the most high-octane, anxiety-inducing crap to deal with. Well, anyway, guys, that's my little short take on map awareness. I might do a more in-detailed video, but I want to keep these kind of short. I'm not sure if I even kept this one short. There are other things I want to talk about. I do want to go into jungling, and I will talk about other maps. I do want to talk about little different tips and tricks that you can do to help improve your game, help improve just the general onset of Hyper Universe for you, things that you can do to help yourself grow. Go back and watch your games, most definitely. Have a software, or since it's on Xbox, record the game and go back and watch it and see what you did. See what you did so you can improve on it. See the mistakes that you made and try to grow from them. A lot of times in MOBAs, people play the game and only focus on other people's mistakes and try to micromanage. Don't be that guy or girl. Just see what you did, your mistakes, and focus on that. Well, anyway, guys, yo ho ho, it's been great for another Hyper Universe video. I will catch y'all on the next one. There will be more videos on Thursday. Thank you.